Hey everybody, and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life, your business, your health, fitness, mindset and body from where you are right now to becoming absolutely unstoppable. And today I want to ask you a question. How often do you stop and just listen? How often do you stop and plan what it is that you're setting out to do in this moment? Today, this week, this month, this next quarter, this next 90 days, this next 100 days, this next 180 days, this next 6 months, that's the same as 180 days pretty much, next year. How often do you do that? Because I really want to encourage you. We get into a rhythm of life that is just so busy. We've all got more on now, right now in this moment than we've probably ever had in our entire life. Whether it's running your business, running the kids, running the family, running the household, running everything that you need to do with the people that work for you, running your own personal stuff that you've got going in your life, whether it be your relationships, whether it be your own health and fitness journey, whether it be your own personal growth journey, whether it be a spiritual journey, whatever it is, dealing with your own health issues. Maybe you're managing some issues right now. We've all got so much on. We get trapped in this process of going from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. But how often do you just stop and listen? Listen to your mind, listen to the thoughts, listen to that planning process that's going on inside your head to say, hang on, you need to stop. You need to think about that next thing that you're going to do so that you can be more strategic about it. Sometimes I find myself getting so caught up in my hectic schedule that you can lose sight of that bigger picture. Now, just in this last 24 hours, we've had more cases of COVID in my home state here of Melbourne, Victoria. They've introduced some new restrictions as of 6 o'clock last night. We now have to wear masks indoors all the time with other people. It's only a matter of time before they say, and maybe it'll be by the end of the week, I'll keep you updated, where they say we're going into a lockdown for 3 days, 5 days. They tend to specialise in those at the moment, 3 or 5 day lockdowns, so that we can make sure that people are not moving around the state as much and really getting a hold of this thing. And in those moments, I think, gosh, maybe I could do with a bit of a lockdown right now because my life is so busy. It's so crazy. My daughter, unfortunately, she's back in hospital again. I spent all day yesterday sitting in the emergency department with her, waiting for her to see if they would admit her into hospital, whether she met the criteria, and then waiting for her to get a bed. So we got in there around 11 o'clock yesterday morning and we got a bed at 10 p.m. last night. Now, there was a lot going on between those hours, but I was exhausted. I live over an hour, or it's about an hour, depending on traffic. In a bit of traffic, it's over an hour. I live that far away from the hospital. So I didn't get home till 12. I had about 4 hours sleep last night, and I've got a really full day today. It's been back to back with just busy things, catching up. So I missed a day yesterday, making sure that my daughter's okay and taken care of. And I'm so busy today, I won't actually get in to see her today, which I prepared her for yesterday, but I will have a chat with her on the phone later tonight once I'm done. But there was just so much going on for everybody. That's my situation. And I find that in today's schedule, I have so many coaching sessions back to back, and I'm about to head into a busy zone. The girl's mum, she's in with my daughter at the moment. She's in hospital. She's normally supposed to do a school pickup today. I have to do that instead. So I go and do that, and then I come straight back, and I'm into back-to-back sessions till 8 p.m. tonight. And then I'll be jumping on the phone to my youngest one to see how she's going and just making sure that she's loved and taken care of. Now, that's a really busy day, and it's emotionally draining as well. Now, how often are your days just running from one to the next? But what I really want to encourage you to do is just stop and listen. I mean, stop and listen to those thoughts of yours. if you're anything like me, the mind never stops. It's always racing. I'm always thinking about what's that next thing that I need to do? What's that next level of growth that I want to achieve? How am I going to achieve that? What are the steps that I need to put in place now in order to achieve that in 4 weeks' time, 8 weeks' time, 12 weeks' time? What do I need to do now? Now, because of the challenges that I've been having with my daughter all year this year, I've tried to be kind to myself and say, well, don't put so much pressure on yourself. You've had a phenomenal last 12 months. Let's consolidate this year and let's still achieve some growth, but maybe it's not on the same trajectory that you thought it would be, but sometimes you've got to just stop and take care of the family and make sure that that's all okay. And yes, does it do my head in? I'm trying to still take care of all things, but it still drives me crazy because I've spent the last 12 years conditioning myself to get more out of myself every day, to get more out every month, every year, to keep growing and looking for those opportunities all the time. So it's hard to switch that off. In some ways I need to, but in other ways I really don't want to, because I know that if I switch it off, can I switch it back on again? Just like that. So that's why I don't want to switch it off. So what I need to do is make sure that I stop and I listen and I plan. What are those key things that I need to get done? Maybe there were 5 key things that I wanted to achieve this month. But given what's happened, maybe I can't achieve those 5 things. So out of those 5 things, what are the top 2 that are absolutely I must do, and that would still be success for me? So that's what I do. I go through my mind thinking about where am I going to get the biggest bang for my buck? What is going to be the most impactful for me? Where do I get the greater outcome? And they're the ones that I put in my strategy document and chase them until they're done. Sometimes it doesn't work out as planned, but what does happen is that I've captured those thoughts and I've put them as a priority and I focus on them. Because while we stay busy and we think about a whole bunch of things that one day we will get done, they will remain things that we just one day want to get done. We won't focus on them enough to actually get them done. And it's only through this stopping and listening and capturing all of those things that we really want to do and then planning and scheduling them, that's when we get things to happen. So I really want you to slow down for some moments. Maybe it's every day you do this. I like to set my day up for success every single day at the start of the day or the end of the previous day. When I set it up at the end of the previous day, I find that the next day is absolutely a cracker. I'm so productive, we're getting things done. When we just stay busy, we aren't progressing. When we aren't progressing, we're not satisfied, especially if you are focused and driven like me. We've got to make progress. We've got to keep moving forward. Otherwise, we feel like we're standing still. And anyone that has a top 1% mindset, that winning mindset, never wants to stay still. Always want to be moving. Even if it's just one step up the mountain. That's one step less that you have to take with the next step. One step will take you closer. And sometimes you have to go sideways, and that's kind of where I feel like I'm at right now. Just kind of moving sideways around the mountain as opposed to edging up it as fast as I would like to. But that's okay. Sometimes there are emergencies that require your full attention, and it's got to go there. But I look at what is potentially going to happen over this next week, and I think, well, my daughter's still in hospital. She's just gone in. Chances are she could be in anywhere between 5 to maybe 10 days. Who knows exactly? Over that same time, there's a chance that we could go into a COVID lockdown. What's going to happen during that time? Well, it means that I'm going to be seeing less people in person. It's going to mean that there will be some people that won't want to come in to train. It means they're going to put things on hold for a bit. What does that mean? It's going to free up some of my time. What does that also mean? It probably means that I won't be able to physically go into the hospital to visit my daughter. We just won't be able to do that. So we'll have to do it via telehealth, but phone call, so that she can do that. She's not allowed to have a mobile phone, so we can't do FaceTime, but I can still speak with her. So I'm already planning for the fact that over the next week to 2 weeks, we are probably going to be locked down for a period of time, and the way that I'm currently running my business day to day is going to change fundamentally for a few days, a week, 3 to 5 days maybe, like it's done before. Now, because we've practiced it, this will be the 4th time that we've gone into a lockdown. Is it easy for me to just switch over into my COVID environment? Yes, it is. Are people conditioned to it? Yes, they are. Will I be more productive? Damn right. I've already got my strategy document. I'm already planning for those things that I can be working on if we do get locked down again and I do get more time. But that only comes about because I stop the craziness that's going on and I listen to my headspace and what it's doing around where are my frustrations. What keeps me awake at night? Capturing all those points and saying, okay, how do I stop that from keeping me awake at night and I move it forward? Maybe it's a particular project that has just been hanging around for so long. How can I get that moving? How can I delegate it? How can I make this happen so that it's just done? And rather than it be something that I just think about, it's something that I think about celebrating because it's done. It's a really simple process in some ways, but to do it right is a bit of an art. But if I can do it, anyone can do it. It's taken me a long time to practice doing it over and over to get it right. But if you take the time out of your schedule to do this, you'll set every day up for success and you'll continue to progress, continue to grow. So, your homework, I want you to stop. I want you to listen. I want you to capture your thoughts. I want you to plan. I want you to schedule. I want you to delegate. I want you to put time frames around the things that you need to get done. And yes, there are always going to be those things that you would really like to do. Let's call them a shiny object. There's that shiny object or a bunch of them out there that think, oh yeah, I really want to do that. But step away from the shiny object and say, okay, is that actually really worthwhile? Yeah, it sounds really fancy, but is it going to bring whatever the outcome is? Is it going to bring more happiness? Is it going to bring more income into your business? Is it going to bring the growth that you want to you? Is it really going to do that? Or is it just a nice thing to do? Like buying a new pair of shoes. Well, the new pair of shoes is not likely to add too much value to your life, but it could bring you a lot of happiness. So I want you to prioritize those things that are really important to you and work out on your criteria what needs to be done first and pick out the top 2 or 3 that need to be done and start working on them straight away. If you don't capture it, it will remain a thought. You won't action it. It will just remain a figment of your imagination, a wish, a dream, a hope, and you'll never get to it. Let's change that right now and say, I'm going to stop, I'm going to listen, I'm going to do this work, and I'm going to continue to move my life forward. I'm going to progress every single day. If you want to connect with me, you can. Go to thementaltoughnessandbodyshow.com, opt in for a free consultation. Let's make 2021 your best year ever. And thank you for those people that have already reached out to me and sending me best wishes about my daughter. It's very loving of you. Thank you for doing that. She's in good hands. We are going to help her get on the right path. Thanks so much, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.